Norfolk Island. It's like a big country farm sitting just 2 hours flying time off Australia's east coast. Lush green hills roll right down to the surf, and there's cattle everywhere, wandering freely along Norfolk's back roads. Milking the cows, well, that's done the old-fashioned way. There's a certain quaint, timeless aura about Norfolk Island. But the big standout is the culture, as I discover with local lass Georgie Durham.
Georgie, an incredibly special place here on Norfolk.
It certainly is. It's the jewel of the Pacific.
So there's this long-running culture since Pitcairn Island. It's celebrated with a big special day, Bounty Day. So tell me from your heart, what is Norfolk Island?
Norfolk Island is just in my heart. It's my heart, it's my breath of fresh air. It means everything to me.
The Norfolk language is still spoken daily by 1/3 of Norfolk's 1,700 residents. Gay Evans teaches Norfolk.
I believe it can come good.
What do we Shanksburg going to cut down in up here? I think the language is so critical to us because it's our culture, it's who we are, it's what we are, and it gives our story. And it gives our story not just for today, but for generations back and for generations forward. It's a wonderful thing, and I think the Norfolk Islanders, we don't think in terms of today and tomorrow. We think in terms of 3 or 4 generations past, 3 or 4 generations forward. And our language encompasses that for us.
Yes.
It tells us all about ourselves. Them little salon going to be going down our cemetery and laying in flower and all them little salon, and they're going to be beautiful.
Oh, yeah, them.
Yeah.
The moonly run down our graveyard and go lay the wreath. I was a little salon.
Wow. Well, that makes the language very special, very unique.
It is unique. It is a mixture of 18th century English and 18th century Tahitian with a smattering of West Indian Creole from Ned Young. And so, yes, it's really different. And it is beautiful, and we just love it.
All of this unique Norfolk identity comes from a very rich recent history.
Leah, there have been so many remarkable aspects to the history here. Sum it all up.
Well, we start with the Polynesian settlement that was here for 300 years, between 1200 to 1500 BC. We then move into the first British colonial settlement, which was 1788, part of the first fleet to Australia, and they closed this down in 1814. We have the second British penal settlement, the worst of the worst. They were here from 1825 to 1856.
And when they marched off, the Pitcairners came on.
Yes. Now, they actually wanted the Pitcairn Island here in 1854, but delays in closing this place down meant that they didn't get here until the 8th of June, 1856.
This unique Norfolk culture is celebrated every year on Bounty Day. Flax collected and woven for the hats they'll wear. A tasty pig committed to the oven for the feast that will follow. And cakes whipped up and baked following traditional Norfolk recipes.
Well, Georgie, what have we got here?
We have a local passion fruit pie, which is a very much sought after pie. And today we've made it especially for Bounty Day, for tomorrow's picnic.
So we're watching your family, your mother and your auntie, helping you prepare this here today, and it looks a very traditional dish here on Norfolk Island.
It certainly is, and I think there's going to be people looking at all the tables for this particular pie, passion fruit pie. Just how I like it, nice and creamy.
Bounty Day celebrations kick off with a reenactment of the longboat arrival back in 1856. The day the entire population of Pitcairn Islanders were relocated to the former convict colony of Norfolk Island. Their descendants have dressed up in traditional clothing today to mark the occasion.
Welcome, dear Greg, and I'm glad you to come down and join our Flowers Bounty Day.
Well, happy Bounty Day to you too. You're looking resplendent in the straw hat. That's got history.
Yes, it is our bounty hat, plaited by our people here on Norfolk Island, so it means a lot to me.
Okay, the parade's begun, right from the pier up to the cenotaph, and there's a lot of people marching today. That's several hundred people marching there.
Yes, no, it's really good today. Awesome turnout. The weather was perfect, so yeah, just a blessed day.
So
These are all descendants of the mutineers and they're all dressed up very well.
Yeah, we dress up traditionally for our ancestors, and we do the journey to the graveyard and then back to the Bounty picnic here in the grounds today.
On to the cemetery the Norfolkers parade, honouring their ancestors. Then back to the church grounds to judge the best beer. They asked me to judge that.
Back to the All Saints Church, where we have judging of the families, but we have a morning tea there for the family members.
And there's a beard competition.
Beard competition, yes, I believe. And yes, there was lots of competition this year, but there can only be one winner.
Okay, and then from the churchyard, you're marching back into this compound. Here in the compound, every family is grouped by itself.
Yeah.
There's everything from the pig we're seeing with the Evans family. You've got your magnificent cakes here, of course.
Yes, we've got all our dessert and obviously the pie that we made yesterday. So we always think Bounty about a week later, wishing we could have Bounty again.
Entertainment to stretch the rest of the afternoon. And finally, a group of Norfolk dancers, a distinctly Tahitian touch to their graceful routine.